Good afternoon, evening, good morning, wherever you are, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today on Happy Hour Hangout. I've got this nice new space here. I'm trying out some new recording things, so bear with me as I go along and go over some things as we try to tackle this together, but I'm glad you're here. Let's see, who do we got in the chat? Oh, we've got Yak Manda's here. I think Gus or Not is here as well. Oh my goodness, there's so many people here. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Today we are going to be playing Kokoro, Avenue of the Kodama. It is a flip and write from Indie Boards and Cards, designed by Elif Svensson and Christian Admundsen Osby. I apologize for butchering your names. This is a fun game that is easy to teach, easy to follow along with. I tried looking up online on BGG to see if there were any fillable player sheets, but unfortunately there are not. But if you have your own copy, I'm going to be having us go along through the blue mat side. So we'll do that. And then if we have time, we will go through and do some of the objective decree cards as well and play a second game with all the decree cards that way. So let's see. Cool. I'm going to pop over to the table view so we can go ahead and get started on explaining the rules. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat and I will be as attentive as I possibly can to get this going for everybody here today. Let's see. Switching the camera. 1, 2, 3, the power of technology. Here we go. Okay, so in this game, we are going to be filling pathways along our player mats to connect different features. There are flowers and there are caterpillars that we're trying to connect, as well as these different sanctuaries, pathways to connecting those objects to the sanctuaries and to the guardians as well. The rules have a nice little story synopsis. It says, the enchanted forest of Kodama is flourishing, but with so much growth, the ancient pathways to the sanctuaries within have become overgrown and lost. Now, the forest guardians call upon you, their loyal Kodama, to help restore these paths. Help the Kodama build these pathways, gather offerings for the guardians, and win their favor. I know that there's multiple games of this. I think this is kind of like a second iteration of a game called Avenue, I believe, kind of in the same theming. But this one I like because there's multiple variations on how you can play. So let's get down to some of the rules, shall we? This game is going to be played in 5 rounds. As you can see here on your player board, you will have a section to mark down for each round the points that you will score throughout the game. How you will score points is based upon a few things. One, based upon the sanctuary that you get. So there are 6 different sanctuaries labeled A through F, and one of them will not be played for the game. So there's only 5 spots, but 6 sanctuaries. So we'll shuffle these up and each round will determine which sanctuary we're trying to connect objects and pathways to. As you connect the objects and pathways to, they will be determined by the actual number pathway of these cards here. On the bottom of your player sheet, you will see that there are numbers 1 through 6 and each have a unique pathway that you can draw. The caveat on the drawing of the pathways means you must draw them exactly how they are shown. So you cannot flip them, you cannot mirror them, you cannot rotate them in any way. They must be drawn exactly how they are shown. So first what we'll do, we will reveal a sanctuary card that will determine which pathways we're trying to connect objects to that sanctuary. And then we will score points based upon how many objects in that pathway up to that sanctuary we will receive. Pathways to score for sanctuaries must include the sanctuary square itself. So you cannot have any sanctuaries any pathways ending up into the sanctuary. It actually must cross into it as well. So one of your pathways must have the actual sanctuary with a pathway going through it. The way the cards are going to be drawn is there are cards here in the deck. There are 42 pathway cards, and we will be revealing one at a time, and everyone will be drawing the pathway somewhere on their player grid with respect to what number it is and how the pathway is actually laid out. But as you see, there are two different color backgrounds on these cards. There are the blue backgrounds and the gold backgrounds. If, as we go along through the game, there are 4 gold cards revealed, that will trigger the end of a round. So we will keep drawing pathways, keep going along trying to connect objects until the 4th gold pathway is revealed. Then we will draw that pathway somewhere on our board and score for that round. As we go on to future rounds, the points would need to be determined based upon what sanctuary is going to be revealed for that next round and how many objects you get for that sanctuary, with the kicker of it must be greater than the previous sanctuary you scored. So for example, if I were scoring for sanctuary A in round 1, and I would mark a letter A here on my score sheet, and I was able to draw, let's say I didn't do very well and I got a pathway here, and then I drew a pathway here, and that's all I was able to get for round 1 for A. The only object I was able to draw a pathway through was this one caterpillar, so I would score 1 point and I would mark it here. In the future, if I was to get a next sanctuary, let's say would be sanctuary C as the next one, I would need to have more than 1 object through my pathways connecting to sanctuary C. If I don't have greater than 1, if it's, let's say for whatever reason I don't score any points for that sanctuary, I would put a 0 here. And then at the end of the game, I would score -5 points. So we need to make sure that as the sanctuaries go on and as the rounds continue, you have a greater score of objects connected as you go along through your pathways so that you don't score any negative points. The bonus for this, though, is if for whatever reason you unfortunately score a 0, your scoring starts back at 0 in terms of how many objects you need to cross through. So if the next sanctuary was the letter B, I would need to have objects greater than 0 and cross through my pathways. So this is, it's kind of a hit or like a press your luck kind of thing. If you don't get enough from the previous round and you go back down to 0, you just start at 0. Also, a thing to remember is for the guardians, you will be scoring points based upon however many of those types of objects are scored for that guardian. So this down here is the flower guardian, so they will score extra points based upon how many flowers their pathways connect to, regardless of if they go through a sanctuary or not. It is 1 point for each flower. And then this guardian up here is the caterpillar guardian, and it is 1 point per caterpillar for them for their pathways. So connecting them to as many different pathways with caterpillars would be nice. And then down here for the flower guardian, connecting them to as many pathways that have flowers in them would also help you at the end of the game. For each 0 that you have here, you will score -5 points, and that would be down at the bottom here for however many you have, and then we'll count them up and score. There are ways that you can connect multiple sanctuaries to each other, and they will count for the number of objects for the sanctuary that is scored for that round. So let's say I was starting on a pathway with A, but then I need to get to E. I could connect some of my pathways from A into E so that I can increase the number of objects along my pathways that I'm going for. So we are going to play 5 rounds, and we'll mark them here, what letter sanctuary we're going to be scoring for that round. The 4th gold card will be determining where the end of a round will dictate. And at the end of a round, when we do have the 4th, all of those cards get discarded, and then we continue on. We don't reshuffle any of the cards in the deck yet until all of the cards get depleted, and then we will reshuffle and start again. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to pop them into the chat. I will also give you all a few minutes to get your player boards ready. And I will show you as we go along how I am writing down my pathways too, because if some people want to do that, if they want to follow along with what I'm doing, that is totally fine. So I'm going to go through and do a quick shuffle because I've got those other example cards in here. And I will also shuffle the sanctuary cards so you all can see that I did not stack the deck. So we'll start like this. All right, sanctuary cards, let's give them a quick shuffle here. Okay, so let's go for round 1. I'm gonna get a quick drink. Everything seems to be okay. All right. Let's see here. Yes, happy hour indeed. Okay, so our first sanctuary we're going to be scoring is the letter D. So we're going to write the letter D here on our player board in the upper left, or upper right, excuse me, upper right hand corner. And we're going to be starting with D. If it's helpful for you to circle the sanctuary so you know, hey, look, this is the sanctuary I'm scoring right now. If that's going to be helpful for you, then that is totally fine with me. All right, let's start. Okay, so we have a 5 straight piece. So remember, you must draw the pathway exactly how it is printed on the card, and you don't have to place it in a certain starting point. Wherever you feel is going to be helpful for you, you can start them. Adjacency rules do not apply in terms of having to place it from a previous pathway, but you just have to remember you want your pathways to connect to as many objects as possible. Some starting at the beginning of a round, maybe not as many objects, but you can kind of go from there. So let's see, I am going to, I will probably look at placing I will do this here. So what I did is I started my pathway crossing through the actual sanctuary D because I'm not sure which side I want to go for yet. And you can draw pathways that lead into dead ends. You can make them go to the edge of the board that just go nowhere. That is totally fine. So that is our first card, and we'll flip the next one. It is a 2, which is a gold card, which will trigger the start of the countdown clock for the end of this round. Okay, so I think I want to do this down here. And what I'm also going to do too, just to help everyone, is I'm going to mark how many gold cards we have revealed down here at the bottom. So we can see right now there's 1 out of 4 that has been drawn. And I drew my 2 pathway here on the Flower Guardian because I'm not sure where they're going to go. And in the actual rules too, there is an option that you can look, instead of drawing a pathway, you can look at the top of the sanctuary deck to see what the next sanctuary is, to kind of give you a little bit of plan ahead. But since we're live streaming, I'm gonna just not use that ability just for the sake of the mystery of it all. But in the actual game that you're playing, not online, but if you play with other folks that are following along with you, that is one of the rules that you can play, is you can choose to pass on drawing and then looking at the topmost card instead. So yes, so that is an option to do that. Okay, next card. Oh, Ross says you cannot hear me. How is the audio for everyone? Hello, Ross, by the way. Hopefully my microphone is picking up okay. The audio, I checked my audio settings. I can do that as well. It looks like everything is okay on my end. Maybe I hit something mute. Audio sounds okay. Oh, yes, sometimes our computers just get tired, Ross, and so that could be it. I'm sorry, hopefully everything works out on your computer. It might just need to take a nap. Okay, next card we've got is a 5. So another gold card has come out, another straight pathway. Let's see. Oh, no need to apologize, friend. It's all good. I'm such a noob on doing all this Twitch streaming stuff, so any advice and like feedback is super helpful for me. So thank you for giving me that. Okay, I'm going to draw, oh jeepers, this straight across piece. When you get multiples of the straight across pieces, it's never very fun because you want to have different pathways and it's so early in the game. Okay, I am going to hedge my bets and draw. I drew a line through Sanctuary A here, just because I'm not sure if A is going to come out. I'm hoping against hope that it will. Currently, I'm scoring 0 points on Sanctuary D because I have not drawn any pathways to any objects yet from Sanctuary D. So I have a great start here. But I marked 2 gold cards that have come out, 2 out of the 4 that need to be. And all right, we shall continue unless we got any more questions. Cool. Oh, technology. Yes, I can explain. All right, back in track. Looking forward to it. Yes, so this is quite a fun one. I hope that you get to stream this one too, Ross, because it's really cool. My strategy on A, Yakmanda was asking about this. My strategy on A is if it comes out to be on letter A, I could try to connect pathways. Basically, I'm trying to get myself a starter point to letter A, because there are quite a bit of objects around it, and A won't score unless there's a pathway drawing through it. So really, I'm hoping that A will come out sometime. I mean, it's a 1 out of 6 chance that it will get drawn. or I could have done, you know, somewhere else. But knowing that sanctuaries only score when pathways are drawn through them, I might as well just draw through that sanctuary. So really isn't a good strategy, probably, but you know, it's just one of those things that you play it how you want. So yeah, you're welcome. So that wasn't really much of an explanation. So I apologize for that. Okay, I'm going to do this here. See if I will have these here. Move those out of the way so we can all see. Next card we've got is a 6 straight piece. If you need me to reveal any of those other cards, just let me know. But so far I've got just the 6-1 straight piece. Okay, so and you can to kind of reiterate, when you draw your pathways, you can draw them in any direction that is based upon the orientation of that card. However, you need to make sure, like, okay, I'm going to show you the example. This is not my choice of option, but if I were to draw that 6 straight piece here next to this D, it is not connected to sanctuary D because the pathway just goes straight down. So imagine it as this is all kind of forested area and foliage, and you're trying to hack and slash your way through it. So this would not be a connected pathway, even though it dead ends to the square where that pathway is drawn. The pathways are not actually connected to each other. So I would need to get like a number 2 piece here, or maybe another 5 piece to connect this sanctuary D to a pathway to continue on. So yeah, imagine, even though that there are, you know, the squares line up with one another, the pathways actually have to. So my official move that I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my guardian, my caterpillar guardian, through her area first, because right here there's a caterpillar coming up, and a caterpillar and a caterpillar, and so I'm going to hope that I can connect some caterpillars together in that way. Do we have any questions? No questions yet. All right, let's go on to the next piece. Okay, we've got another 5 gold. This is 3 out of the 4, so we're getting close to the end of round 1. All right, so here I'm going to use that 5 gold to connect. Now I'm going to connect the sanctuary D to this one caterpillar space. So I technically have 1 object that is connected to sanctuary D right now. And I marked 3 gold on there. So we have 3 out of the 4 that are triggered. I could just, you know, pause on drawing any more pathways and just start with 1, because moving on to another round and future rounds, I just need to have more objects greater than 1. So that seems pretty straightforward there. Question. What do I like about this game? What I like about it is how to explain it? The kind of like restriction and the brain burning when it comes to only drawing pathways based upon your, like, what is revealed on the cards. Because I've played a lot of games with like polyominoes. You think about like Patchwork Doodle or Second Chance, where you can manipulate the shapes or the paths that you draw. You can flip them, you can turn them around. But this gives you the restriction of you must draw it in that way. So there's kind of that you having to plan ahead, which I've played this in person several times, and I'm not a very good planner aheader, hence why I just randomly drew a line on Sanctuary A. But it's something that if you plan ahead and you're able to draw your pathways right, somehow you can get this miraculous connection of the dots and the pathways just come together and you just get an explosion of points. But I like that challenge, and that you are kind of restricted to what's on the cards. I have yet to play with any of the decree cards, and there's also a backside of this board where you have a different like starting point and different how you actually can count all the points and things like that. But yeah, I would have to say probably just that challenge of this is where things are, this is how you place them. I also like the fluidity of not having the restriction of adjacency rules. So like if you draw a pathway, it's not like you're restricted to now you must connect that pathway to something that you've already written down. I like that fluidity. I think it helps with the card restriction. So yeah, it's kind of that fun like puzzly aspect. I mean, it looks fairly simple, right? You're just, oh, I'm just connecting sanctuaries and getting caterpillars and flowers and stuff. But it's actually, it could be really puzzly when you get down to the final round, because unless you know, you could metagame this and figure, all right, there's 42 cards in here. How many of those are gold cards? How many of those are certain pathways? If you think about it, the 42 path cards, there's 6 different paths. You could figure it to be seven cards per pathway or something like that. And you could kind of like metagame it, but I like the challenge of actually having it be just a mystery and what are you going to have it be revealed. I do often forget to play you can peek ahead and look at the other sanctuaries. But like I said, for the stream, it's just kind of better if we just keep it as is. So anyways, yeah, Ross says, I'm not, sounds great. I'm not the best at planning either. Kind of just wing it, which works. Yeah, but puzzles are great. Yes. Puzzles are great. Okay, a 3 is next. Okay, the 3 pathway. What am I going to pick? Oh, sometimes I just think it might be better to just, again, I'm probably just going to throw it at a sanctuary and regret my decisions afterwards, but let's just, oh, no, I'm actually going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I drew connected to my sanctuary A, I drew that 3 here. So I have a 1 caterpillar. So if for whatever reason A comes out in a future turn, I know I have at least 1 object connected to that pathway. So let's see if that would help. Are we going to get another gold card, friends? Are we going to? Let's see. Ah, we do. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this first round. It is a 6 gold, which is just a straight up and down piece. Let's see. I'm going to help out the Caterpillar Guardian, and I'm going to draw the pathway here, connecting them to the 1 caterpillar right there. So we don't reshuffle any of the cards. We just discard them and we score our points based upon how many objects we have. It's just straight 1 for 1 on points here. So let's see. All right, so for my letter D sanctuary, I only got one object, which is a pretty good starter for me. And we will move on to the next sanctuary. I will erase my little tally markers here. We have done letter D. So our next sanctuary is F. Oh, geez. Okay. So you will mark letter F in the next box to indicate we are starting with sanctuary F. Now, you can count objects that going through multiple pathways. So I could, technically, if I wanted to connect my letter D pathway up into F and score those points. So it's the sanctuaries score individually, but the objects can score multiple times. And so let's see what we've got for our first one here. We've got a 1L. Yes, so on those points that you're scoring, Yakmanda, what you're going to be doing is however many objects crossed through the pathway that went through the sanctuary, that's how many objects you will score here. So it's 1 for 1. So if you had letter D, you would start at letter D and follow along your pathway and count how many objects along your pathways that go through letter D you will score. So since I only got through one object from my sanctuary D, I only score 1 point. You can draw your pathways to come out both sides of the sanctuary. But we would start from the letter D and count how many total that you had along your pathways, the contiguous path. So I only have one started here, so that's just 1. If I had more drawings through here, and let's say it was like this, you know, I would count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would have 7 for that, but since I don't, I only have the 1. So pathways can come out from either side of the sanctuary, and they only score if your pathway goes through that sanctuary itself. It doesn't butt into it, it has to go through it. All right, got it. And no, that's a good question. The sanctuaries themselves do not count as points. Only the caterpillars and the flowers count as points. That's a good question. All right, so I've got this 1 here for F. Oh, and another thing to remember too, once you have a pathway drawn on a square, you cannot go back and draw a new pathway across it. So once it's done, it's done. Sometimes people get stuck on that. So be mindful of where you're drawing your pathways too, because so in this example, if I were to do this, and draw the number 1 pathway here, that pathway is done. So there's nothing that can connect to this pathway anymore. So trying to be mindful of where you place your pathway. Okay, this is not going to be good for F unless I see, oh geez. Okay, let's go here and hope I can get a straight piece. So I'm going to write this number 1 here. It's going to F. It's not crossing through F yet, so I won't score any points for those objects yet. But I'm preparing myself for it. So that's going to be for that one. All right, everyone's good on this. Let's go to the next card. We've got a number 4 here. Okay. This is good for my flower guardian. So what I did is I connected the 4 now down to the flower guardian. So now his pathway is crossing into these flowers area. Hopefully I can get into that flower area as well. Guardian pathways can go through sanctuary pathways as well. So if you get just one massive pathway that connects multiple sanctuaries and ends into a guardian, then kudos to you. That's one of those challenges, because you can score objects multiple times as you go through. So here we go. Okay, we have our first gold for this round. It's another 4. Man, I swear I shuffled these cards, folks. I swear I did. Now, where to put that? Sometimes it might just be good to just throw caution to the wind and hope you can connect some stuff. So I'm telling you, folks, I'm not super great at this game. So what I did is I drew this here because maybe I can get a pathway that, you know, goes around and maybe connects to A, or goes straight across and connects to C, or somehow I get it, you know, who knows. And I marked 1 gold because we've got 1 gold going on here. Yeah. Oh boy. So here we go. That's our first gold for the round. Here's the next one. Another 1. Jeeps. Okay. Well, that's all right. That is all right. I can do here, connect. So now I've got a nice little bracket section with my 1. And oh, I did not mark a gold. I apologize. So we are 2 out of the 4 on gold. I mean, the first couple rounds, it looks like utter nonsense when you're drawing your paths. But as the game progresses, somehow you can connect the dots. Yeah, I need to connect to F somehow. I need to get myself a horizontal piece because right now I have a big fat 0. All right, a 3 is next. Oh, geez. Okay, 3 is next. I can do that here. So I drew the 3 connecting up here. So maybe it'll go into E as well as into F. So that's currently 3 objects there that I have connected on this pathway. Not scored yet because they're not connected through a sanctuary, but they're just connected to each other. They're just hanging out. All right. Next card, a 6. Holy smokes. Okay, I did say a straight piece, but I did not want a vertical straight piece. I wanted a horizontal straight piece. Oh, and I just realized, I stopped myself from the caterpillar guardian by doing that last move. Oh, darn. Well, c'est la vie. Okay. What do I want to do? I'll go up here. Okay. So I'll explain what I did. So since I drew this piece here, if I have anything, it's just going to, if I decided to draw that straight piece here, I'd technically end that. It could technically end that, or, oh, you know what? I'm going to change my idea. Before I flip the card, I'm going to change it because I can go through this. So if I do this here, continuing on this one, and now I will need, which is a 2 to make this L so I can connect this pathway for sanctuary F. Or if I just wanted to go through my original plan was to do the number 5 and just get it straight across here, and then just the guardian would just be out of luck and only have 1 point. So yeah, that's the kicker, because you can score on the guardians as well as with the sanctuaries. So having it score multiple times is really nice to do. But alas, this is a learning game for everyone, right? Okay, look at that, a 2. I swear to you folks, I did shuffle these cards. I did shuffle these cards. So that is our 3rd gold for this round. And I'm going to do, oh boy, am I going to get myself in trouble here? Am I going to get myself in trouble here? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so what I did now is I drew that 2 here. So now it's connected not only to this guardian, but it's through sanctuary F. So currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects connected to sanctuary F. Yeah, so fives look like the number to do that. The number to beat, it looks like. Okay. So we got 3 out of the 4 gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have 5 objects right now connected through to F. And is this going to be the last? Okay, so this is the last one for this round. We've got I can do that here. Yeah. Okay. So I decided to draw through here. And so right now I've got 1, 2 through for sanctuary A, but A has not come up yet. And I still only have 5 for sanctuary F. So I will score myself 5 points for that to be the end of this round. So I'll mark a 5 here. And we will discard these and go to the next sanctuary. If anyone has questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm trying to go at a kind of a fairly relatively slower pace, but if you need me to slow down, let me know too. Okay, our next sanctuary we're scoring is B, letter B. So we're gonna start and write a B in the next section down here. And I'm gonna try to create a pathway that goes through more than 5. It must be more, it can't be the same. If it's the same number, then you will score 0. So here we go. Starting off, Sanctuary B. Oh, we got a gold card already. Jeez. All right. 1 gold down. B has nothing connected to it yet. But my guardian, my flower guardian, needs some assistance. So I'm going to do this for him. So what I did is I drew that number 3 here. So now he's connected to 1 flower. So for the flower guardian, he only counts for flowers, even though there's caterpillars drawing through that square as well. The caterpillar guardian only counts for caterpillars. The sanctuaries score for both objects. So that's the first one there. Is there an option to draw nothing? I believe so. So you have the option to draw a pathway on your sheet or to look at the next sanctuary card and resolve that action, and we all resolve the action simultaneously. So because we're doing this live, I chose not to do that sanctuary card because it's secret information that only the player would do that. So yes, so that would be the only other caveat. So you must either draw a path or look at the next sanctuary card. But because we're doing this without that looking at the next sanctuary card, I would say feel free to pass if you want to. We'll do a little asterisk on this game, a little special rules. If we were playing this, that it wasn't such like a mega game, then I would, you know, send a text message or something with the sanctuary card on it. But because we're playing a mega game, we kind of keep everybody at the same advantage. Okay, cool. Any more questions? Let's go this next one. We've got a 4 here. So a 4. Now this is the part of the game where I hope that there would be better cards to connect my current pathways on. Because right now this 4 is not very helpful for me. So I'm going to see about doing this. Okay, so I drew through Sanctuary E because maybe Sanctuary E will come up. Who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. All right. We've only got 1 gold this round. And number 1 here is next. Oh, okay. That one's fine. I will continue on with my flower guardian. He needs to get some more flowers though, so I'm kind of going down this way, making my way up, maybe kind of going along that path. A 1. I didn't realize this, but there's a little, each of the Kodamas have their own little still of what they're doing. Like this one's wearing a mask. This one looks like he's doing a cartwheel. This one's riding on a swing. Very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, next card. We've got a 5. A 5er. All right. If you get 0 in round 2, do you just have to get more than that for round 3 or more than round 1? Good question. So in round 2, if you only scored 0, then that's your starting point. So you will start at 0 for round 3. So you just have to get objects greater than 0. Yeah. Bummer summer if that's what you got. But okay, so now what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I'm just going to continue on this path of nowhere. The path of nowhere, as I'm deeming it, is this one up here that I just drew straight because, you know, maybe Sanctuary C comes up. You know, maybe I can connect it to over here through E. Who knows? Maybe I'm just playing this game totally by the seat of my pants and I have no idea what I'm doing. But you all are here. Oh, no worries. Some of this is confusing if you haven't played this before, so please keep asking questions. Okay, next one here, a 3. I feel like next time when I stream, I should get some tunes going. I know Ross has some good tunes that he plays in the background on his streams, and several other people when they do their twitching, they do some good streaming music. My friend Glasses did our opening music. He did a bunch of covers of video game songs, which I thought was super awesome. He's a big nerd like me. So shout out to you, Glasses, if you're watching. Hope you're staying safe, bud. Hope all of you are staying safe, to be honest. Oh, jeeps. Okay. Well, okay, we only have 1 gold card out, so I can start drawing some random paths, some rando Carvisian paths. if I so choose. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. What is happening? Okay. I have no idea, so I'm just going to throw it in the corner because that would just, if I'd put it anywhere else, really, it just wouldn't help my strategy, which don't really have strategy. It's just me saying that I have a strategy to give myself confidence. Okay, so that's the 3 there. Any other questions? Hello! Pretzel rocks? What? Pretzel rocks, royalty free. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was a snack food, pretzel rocks. But I see. Okay. Pretzel rocks, cool. Hello, Book of Nerds. Thanks for stopping by. We are playing Kokoro. We are about halfway through here. And here we go. Oh, another gold card. Yeah, I also thought about, there's some good stuff on like Free Music Archive and, you know, Spotify's got some good stuff. I know some people on YouTube have some subscriptions going on. So, yeah, sorry, my Gamer Kitty Soma knows that her people are watching now. She's Instagram famous. For those of you that aren't familiar with her, she is our lovely kitty at the beginning of this video, and she loves board games, especially boxes that you can sit in. Cat-sized boxes, not human-sized boxes, although I'm sure there is probably a board game out there that's human-sized. This 4 is not a good piece for me, folks. Not a good piece. So I'm going to do up here, let's see. Oh, Snapdragon. Oh, Snapdragon. I have nothing scored yet for B. So I am prepping myself again. And I drew that here in hopes I can get a 2 again. And that way we can connect all of those other objects from A into B. Come on, friends, we can do that. Soma, are you gonna stay right there? I don't know if that's a good spot for you. As long as you don't move, the people will love it. Okay, we are 2 out of 4 on the golds here, friends. Oh, snap, it's another 4 gold. I think it heard me. I think it told me that, hey, you don't like this piece. Well, I'm just gonna show you this piece again. This card again. Well, you know what? I will just have to draw it somewhere where no one cares. No, it's okay. Some people might care because they might be following along with what I'm actually doing. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right, I drew it here because maybe I can connect this caterpillar so that my guardian can have a nice little pathway getting closer to these flowers over here. And that's a 3rd gold. Sorry, I did not mark it on our gold tracker. We've got 3 out of the 4 gold here. Any questions so far? No, yeah. Okay, so pretzel rocks, I'll check that out. Ross, thanks for the suggestion. Book of Nerds, how y'all doing? I saw you're gonna be doing some streaming later on. I am originally from California, so it's cool to have some California peeps do some streaming too. So, all right, let's see. A fiver, like fiver finding. Fiver finding. that might be a cool one to stream too. Getting to work with Hobby Games, you can play some stuff before it gets released to the masses. So I played Fiber Findin', oh geez, pre-pandemic, and it was a really fun game. So I was super stoked that it was released and everything, and it's fun to play on stream. I know Ross did a stream of it. So yeah, that's a fun one. I like that one a lot. And it's polyomino. And I'm a sucker for polyomino, Tetris-y themed games. Yeah, there's just never enough on here. Okay, what am I going to do with this random piece? What am I going to do? I'm just going to continue on my path of random. Continue on the path of random. Goes right here. The path that leads to nothing so far. It's going through a lot of objects. This is kind of making me nervous because I don't have anything connected to B yet. Oh boy. Tetris me up, yes. Yeah, right now, Ross, it's getting into evening time. So it's close to 5 p.m. our time. For you, it's like ridiculously early, I bet. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Oh, joy upon joys. I have planned this correctly. Oh my goodness gracious. Here we go, folks. I used that too. I used the 2 and I connected the B sanctuary from the A sanctuary, which is okay to do. You can connect multiples, but do I have enough, more than 5? How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I don't. Oh, blast. So because I have the equal amount, I get 0 points for that. It must be more than the previous. It says in bold in the rules, it must be more. Ugh, I was so stoked. So stoked. But alas, I get a big whopping goose egg for that. So that's the end of this sanctuary scoring round. Oh, dang it. Oh, tweaking with OBS at the moment. Yes, I have found that OBS does not like Macintosh. I am fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. I have a Mac laptop and it does not like OBS for whatever reason. So I am doing Zoom right now to see how it is. The bummer about using Zoom is I can't have all these cool little like transition-y things and background stuff so you can see all of my social media handles and things like that. But I've had the best success doing my actual virtual streaming with our gaming group via Zoom and haven't had any issues with it. So I have no idea. I wish I was as techie as some other folks are. So many YouTube videos I watched, so much content that I was trying to consume, and yet it did not work in my favor. So let's see what we got. I'm making a spreadsheet of all the board game streams out there. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Ross. I appreciate that. Yes, Booking Nerds, there are a lot of hoops to jump through OBS. And despite, you know, it's hard because I was watching a lot of the streams, the videos and things too for streaming. And it's like, I'm not streaming video games. I don't have to have a lot of CPU power, but yet my computer just doesn't want to do a whole lot of CPU power. It gets really tired really fast. And it's a newer laptop too, so I don't know. I was just praying and crossing my fingers and toes that everything would work out. And then thankfully my husband was suggesting, you know, have you used Zoom? Do you know if you can do live streaming? And I was like, I don't know if I can. And sure enough, I can. So, okay, enough babbling. We are on Sanctuary C, my friends. And look, oh my word. Oh my word. We are so close to getting all of these objects. My random pathway might be leading me to something amazing. So let's see. We'll start with a 2. I'll take it. I could take that. That's totally fine. Oh, all the doodads and the stuff are extra. Yes. Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks, Ross. Good audio and a clean feed. All right. Thanks, both of you. Thanks, John. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, that was kind of just my goal. I've, you know, been doing tabletop events for a few years now, and my goal is ultimately just to make it a welcoming environment for people just to come and play and ask those random questions, to not get rule books shoved in their faces, to not be judged by how they look or how they present themselves, but just to come and play a game together. And I wanted to translate that in a virtual platform. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it. And it was a little bit intimidating, I do have to say. All the layouts and all the fancy things, they look really nice. They are really visually appealing to people. And so that was kind of how I felt like I needed to present. So the first couple streams, you probably saw that I had the nice border and here's all my hashtags and, you know, here's where you can check me out online and all that kind of stuff. But really, I just want to have this, just the connection of everybody and learning to play a game or games that I enjoy, games that I feel that are approachable for all different player levels, and just have fun. Because I mean, this world is in chaos right now, and we kind of need a little bit of fun in our lives every day if we can. So I wanted to kind of create that space for people. So yeah, tweaked my setup for months. Yeah, it is hard. Definitely getting started was hard for me to do. And so I did the 2 over here to connect my C. Yeah, I did radio for over a decade and did a lot of stuff through college as well. And it's a totally different beast. I mean, you can be as goofy and obnoxious as you can on the radio and no one can see your face. But once you put your face on the internet, it's a totally different story. So yeah, also having to learn that too is going to be a growth thing for me. So I appreciate so much right now just the community that I've been engaged with here on Twitch. It's been really awesome to see and talk to people and just get their recommendations and, you know, kind of go from there. My goal is to not get like millions of followers and Twitch affiliate and partner or whatever. My goal is to bring more people to the table. And if right now that means just online across a pond, then that's the way it's gonna be. So yeah. Okay, there's 2 gold that came out this round. What is going on here? I need to get back into my game mode. I was all in my soapbox mode. This is me now. Well, let's see what happens when I do this. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, so I drew this 3 here because maybe this last one will be an E. Maybe this last one will be A. either way, if I can connect this pathway, I'm in pretty good shape, I think. So let's see what happens. We have 2 out of the 4 gold for this round. Oh, jeeps. Okay, 4. We've got 4 there. Yeah. Totally agree, says John. Yep, 100%. I love the Twitch community for that, and I'm really glad you're a part of it. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ross. Very glad I popped in. Happy streaming. I'm off to make dinner. Oh, enjoy your dinner. If you're on Instagram, I love looking at pictures of food. So enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, if I think you do things for reasons that make you feel good and are positive for the community, you'll have a great time. Yeah. Yeah, have a good dinner. I just started following an Instagram person that's a gardener in the UK, and he posts such beautiful photos. And it's just something pleasant to just scroll throughout my day. So yes. Okay, this 4, I think this 4 is the bane of my existence here. Yakmanda, I don't know how you're doing on here, but these 4s are not helpful with me, for me. So you know what? I'm gonna do this. And I made a little goalpost here because there's just, you know, I could have chosen to just pass and not do anything, but we're getting down to it. So, okay. So that's 3. I believe we're on 3 golds now. 3 golds, 3 out of 4. Someone correct me if that's right. Unclear. If I can get another straight horizontal piece, you'll be in business. Okay, see what we can do. See what we can do. Hiya. A 2, that's not a straight piece. I apologize. But that is helpful for my guardian because now he's getting closer to these flowers. I was able to connect down here, so now his pathway is very caterpillary. Caterpillary? Is that, yes? Can we adopt that? Caterpillary? Yeah, he's going through a lot of caterpillars right now. So, yeah. Currently, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 objects going through C, which is awesome because it's greater than the 0 I got from last round, but it also could be problematic for when I go into the final round. Let us see. And a 1. Oh boy. Again, that's not a straight piece. I apologize. Yes, that is a fail. That is a fail. Okay. But I could do that. I could do that here. So then if I get another 2 piece here, it'll make this giant pathway going through here. Giant pathway going through here. Okay. Oh, snapdragons. There we go. The 4th one here. It is a 3. Do I want to make it harder on myself or easier on myself? Okay, so question. If I put the 3 here, that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for Sanctuary C, which is awesome. However, I only have 1 area here. If I were to connect, if it's Sanctuary A comes out, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Only 6. So I would definitely need to connect somehow there for Sanctuary A. Sanctuary E right now has 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. So my question is, do I give myself higher point values now and make it more of a challenge to have me try to connect more things moving forward? Or do I stop and not place this 3 on here and not give myself those extra 2 points and try to place it somewhere else? What is the consensus? I think I'm going to do the 3. I think I will do that here. Okay. So I will score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Sanctuary C. I decided to put the 3 there. So that is the end of that round. And now the final round and the final sanctuary is, everybody cross your fingers and toes. Boom, it is A. Okay. A, okay. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Currently I have 7 going through there. So I don't, maybe I do want to connect to E or don't. No, you know what I want to do? I want to see if I can connect down here and then make it to the Guardian. That would be sweet. All right, got to make sure we write A. We erase the gold tracker. We are on A. Oh, sorry, my board is kind of, here we go. And let's do a little flip. 2 is the first one. Oh no, were you hoping for Sanctuary E? Is that what it was? A 2. So that's not going to be helpful. I need to go down that way. So I'm just going to draw it in a random spot. Random spot. Draw it in a random spot. This would be the time, well, no, not really, because it would be the end of the game. So looking at the next sanctuary card is not going to help me if we were playing that. But we're not. So I just wrote it in a random spot because it's not helpful for anybody right now. Not for me, at least. Okay, a 6. 6 straight piece, again, does nothing for anyone. So this is going to go here. Just drawing it randomly in a random spot. Super boxed in on A. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see, what do we got next? Ooh, a 1. We got a 1 here. That's our first gold. Countdown clock has begun. Oh, I need a 3, actually. I actually would like a 3. So you're going in a random spot. Random spot, dun, dun, dun. Random spot, it's a random spot. When I first played this game, my pathways were all over the place. And this, for now, kind of looks a little bit more uniform. I have played it with a couple of friends that were able to connect one giant pathway. They scored a bunch of points. Just the way it is. All right, we've got 1 gold down. Oh, it's another 2. Come on, cards. Come on, cards. Still looking for the straight piece. Yes. Okay. Come on, cards. So I made the little turn so we can connect, hopefully connect the sanctuary down there. Or not, sorry, not the sanctuary, the guardian down there. Yeah. Okie doke. There we go. That's the piece I'm looking for. Here's our next gold. So that's really nice. Now I need a straight piece. I need that straight piece to connect those. Still looking, still looking. We got 2 out of the 4 gold here for this round. Ah, there it is. Cool. And that is all I can do on that because all of my pathways are connected there. So that was a 3. 3 out of the 4 gold there. Woo! Oh, I was watching Girls Game Shelf a couple weeks ago, and they had someone was saying that there was an air horn app. I think it was Michelle, and I downloaded it, of course, because it's a free app and it's a free air horn, and why not? We need ridiculous noises on our phones, and so, but I haven't used it at all in my streams. I just keep making the noises with my mouth. So yeah, it's just a ridiculous phone app that makes the air horn noise, but I enjoy it. It's quite nice, especially when you want to put it against the TV or things that are ridiculous. You just use a little air horn. Okay, another 5 out, and I just, again, just randomly did that because my pathway is complete for A. I have nowhere else to draw for A. So I'm just making doodles. Doodly-doo, fruitily-doo, and 6. Oh, fruitily-doo. The holiday. I can't believe it's going to be October tomorrow. That is crazy. Super crazy, folks. Holidays are going to be odd. Unless we all decide to wear masks or hazmat suits when we get together. I don't know how you're supposed to eat. How is that going to work? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, my mouth is the original app. Yes. All right, that's the 6. Okay, and here's the final one. A final round down. Okay. So that is all 4 golds for this. Count up your objects. Hopefully it's greater than what you had before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. I scored 19 in that one. I think that's a lot more than 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is correct. Okay. So score up your pathway for Sanctuary A, however many objects. If it is not greater than what you scored for Sanctuary C, unfortunately, give yourself 0 points there. Just put a 0, not 0 points. You will get minus points, but just put a 0 here. Then you will count how many caterpillars are connected to the caterpillar guardian and how many flowers are connected to the flower guardian. So let me do that now. I've got 1, 2 for the caterpillar guardian. I did not do very well with her. Flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 with the flower guardian. The other section, this one is for when you play the decree cards, if there's any special bonus scorings there. You put your subtotal, and then if you had any zeros up here on the 5 rounds, you would put minus points there and then put your total. So let's do some maths. Any questions? Any questions? We've got 10. Oh gosh. Having to do math on the fly. Sometimes it's not super great for my mind. 29. Okay, 4 minus 5, right, 10. Is 39. Yep. All right. So I added up all my points up here. I got a 44. But because I had a 0 for Sanctuary B, I gave myself minus 5, hence my total 39. How did everyone do? How did everyone do? This game, I was shocked that I was able to get those sanctuaries back together there. 17. Okay, okay. Well, I'm assuming this was your first time playing this one. And like I said, if you don't lay out those pathways and they actually get blocked, sometimes it can be unfortunate with where you get stuck sometimes. I was surprised to, I don't remember what any of my previous scores were, to be honest, playing this game. So I can't tell you if 39 is actually a good or bad score. They don't think they actually have you, they don't have like a scale, like if you scored 0 to 25, you're awesome. If you scored more than 25, you're super awesome. So some of these decree cards are kind of cool. If E had come out at the end, you would have recovered better. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you had to increase your objects, the number of objects with each future sanctuary. So that's kind of where it gonna get stuck. Yeah. I don't know if we'll have time to do with the decree cards, but I will show you all kind of just what they do here. Maybe Ross will think about doing that on his stream, because I don't think you've streamed Kokoro yet. I don't know if Ross is still online. He might be sleeping because it's like 2 or 3 in the morning over there. But some of the decree cards are really interesting that you can play. So, for example, let me move these out of the way here. So we've got, oh yeah, this was kind of cool. This one's a twisted roads, which means a 3 can be used as a 4 or 4 can be used as a 3. And I think there's the same for a 1. Yeah, 1s and 2s. 1s and 2s are the same. And then again with 5s and 6s. So that's kind of cool. You can do that. Oh, only just picked it up. Okay. Haven't tried it yet. Oh, it's 1:30. You've got plenty of time. So yeah, so these are kind of cool. There's also ones for the guardians. So whoever has the most of the objects for each guardian gets an additional 5 bonus points for the majority on there. So these are kind of nice. At the end of the game, each player will score 3 points for a space with a caterpillar that's connected to a guardian by a pathway. I see. Called the butterfly migration. So there's also a pink side on the board of the boards. So on the pink sides, what you do, let's see, looks like, oh, you can do a setup with the guardian, a random guardian space. So on the pink side, what you'll do, I'll show you just real quick there. Pink side is you will set up, there's no guardians here on the corners, and the game actually comes with a D10, and so what you would do is at the beginning of the game, you would roll the D10, and whatever number comes up, you would write the caterpillar or the flower guardian on that numbered space. So if I were to roll a 10 for the caterpillar, I would put CAT or something like that to mark that this is where the caterpillar guardian is starting. And then if I rolled a 4, I can put FLO for the flower guardian over here. So just kind of different spaces. You still play the game the same way. The cards are still the same. There are different decree cards for the pink side as well, but that's just a little bit different setup. So if you wanted to make it challenging, you can do that. Am I the only one who thinks that the characters on the box look like the adipose from Doctor Who? Probably not. There's probably some Whovians out there. Whovians from Whoville? No, not those Whovians. Doctor Who fans from there. Yeah, I want to say, I mean, the illustrations were by Kwanchai Moira, and he's done several different games. A lot of his artwork is very, very fun to look at. So I don't know. I wish I knew more of the origin story of the theming on this game. But yeah, so then there's the different pink cards for the decrees that you can do. So for the pink ones, okay. Nice. So this one here, I'll slide this down. This could be a decree card for the pink side. You roll the D10 and you mark a crescent moon in an empty space that's not claimed by a guardian. And then every space around it scores you double the amount of caterpillars. So if you had caterpillars, around here, that would score you double amounts for wherever the caterpillars are on that space. That's pretty cool. This one is called the Forgotten Sanctuary. So you would roll the die and write a letter G, and I believe it's once per game during the sanctuary scoring phase, you can actually score this Forgotten Sanctuary instead of the current sanctuary. And then on the opposites, in the opposite one here for the sunshine, you would roll the D10 and then place a sunshine, and then the flowers surrounding it would give you double. So that's kind of cool. I like how there's variations on that. But this is Kokoro. It comes with 8 player mats, so it says 1 to 8 actually on the box, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 to 8. So this is a fun one to do on stream. I have seen a lot of fun with this one for sure. Yeah, but I think it would probably behoove me, unless you all want to do this again, that if you all are up for playing it again, or if you have any questions about other stuff you want me to stream, that would be awesome too. I always like feedback on whatever kind of games you want to see me play too. I did Draftosaurus last week, playing against the chat. That was a lot of fun. I did not win, but I chalk it up to actually chatting with the chat and playing with their turn as well as my own turn. Just saying on that. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing some more roll and writes. I thought about playing Cat Sudoku. I don't know if any of you have played Cat Sudoku. That's also a brain burner, puzzly type game, because you think, it's Sudoku. You know, I play this with my grandma, or, you know, I get those from the newspaper or whatever, although I don't know who still gets the newspaper nowadays, because you can get your newspapers online. But yeah, it's very different than regular Sudoku, but you have cute little cat pictures that you can look at. Gonna peace out for dinner. All right, no worries. Thanks for playing. Enjoy your dinner. And yeah, we'll have to play this again. But yes, I was thinking about Cat Sudoku. I'm looking over to the side because that's where a lot of my stuff is. I do want to mention that if you are interested in supporting us, we do have a Patreon page, and we'll bring up our Patreon stuff. I will stop sharing that there and see about sharing my screen over all here, the Patreon page. So there we go, got all of our stuff. Yes, patreon.com. We are currently, for the month of September, although we might extend it into October, for every new patron that we get, you will receive a cool CCG face mask. Maybe I'll grab one. Ooh, yes, I will grab one. Talk amongst yourselves on the internet. So, if you become a patron on Patreon for whatever patron level, as little as $2, and yes, we do have conversion rates. You can get cool custom CCG. I will go back to me. CCG face mask. It's got our logo on it. It says Chicks Can Game all in color, and it has the ability to put a filter in it. So for those that are immunocompromised, or they just want a little extra protection, you can get that as well. So it's nice. It folds down so you can kind of see, nice and compact, machine washable, and it's got, yeah, cool little pockets. You can actually add that to there. So we have these available for anyone. But yeah, thanks everybody for streaming with me today. Feel free to pop me a line on the chat. I'm also on Instagram at Chicks Can Game. We're on Twitter at Chicks Can Game, and Facebook, Patreon. Yeah, I enjoy playing games with you all. I was thinking about possibly doing an exit game too. Those could be kind of fun. I know they'd be kind of spoilery, but that might be kind of cool to do with the chat. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Wednesdays, folks, or Thursday morning for you early birds. And I will catch you all next time on Happy Hour Hangout here. So thanks again. Take care. And we will see you all next week.